how it feels to you as an individual and how it looks to the coach or other coaches, right? I just want to really get this ankle warmed up because we had that conversation about like warm-ups and getting prepped, and I just always go from the ground up again. So if we were doing like overhead squats or squat snatches, I would start with ankle mobility to really help people improve the bottom of the squat. After that, go ahead and stand tall. After you do 15 and 15, push that heel down. We're getting the knees in. There's an expression at the kids' CrossFit cert, if you don't feel stupid, you're probably not doing it right. I want 15 one way and 15 the other way. This is what Joe and I do at the club every Saturday night. I want to get those knees loosey-goosey.
Can someone improve their ankle mobility?
Yeah, it just takes a lot of work. Yeah. I find that most people are so tight that they need to improve it. They don't want to improve it. So it's a tough spot. I think Sarah Sanborn gets the Groovy Award for this drill. It looks pretty solid.
Probably.
Have you been rehearsing? Did you know this was coming up? Hippie hip hips. I would like the outside of your right leg in contact with the floor, 90 degrees at the knee. Chris keeps a 30-60-90 triangle in his desk. Don't make him get it out. I want all the inside of the left leg in contact. Imagine there's a string connecting your foot to the floor. Just rotate up and over. Try not to let the foot slide. Just rotate back and forth like this. I want to get these hips warmed up. If that's too easy, you can do no hands. It's going to change the back though. We're going to lose neutral spine, but that's okay for some mobility. Sweet. Everyone stand up. Look around the room, please. I would like each of you to find one and only one partner. Once you have a partner, you and your partner take a knee. Anyone standing does not have a partner. Go ahead and make that happen now.
Team of three?
We can do that, yeah. Each of you need your own platform. We'll get some people on the reds, some people on the blues, and if we have to carry over, we'll do the yellows.
I don't know if it matters or not if you want to address Thomas's recent knee surgery with regards to the knee mobility.
That's a really good point. Hey, I did consult with a bunch of you. Does anyone have any ankle, knee, or hip issues going into the air squat drill? And then, Thomas, do you have either range of motion or loading restrictions, or does it hurt to do any of these drills so far? Everything. Everything hurts?
Well, I still have two brand new knees. So.
Yeah. So my PT's in the room. What an excellent opportunity, right? What are some things we should do for Thomas today as we work on the air squat?
Encourage him to communicate if he's having pain.
Yeah, so I like this, right? There's a good rule of thumb, which is if it hurts, don't do it. With CrossFitters, this is really hard because pain is relative, and checking our ego at the door can be really difficult. Joe and I were joking about, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad does it hurt? Someone goes like a 2. I'm like, all right, that's like my mom's 11, okay? So let's calm it down a bit, right? So if you need help with anything today, Thomas, don't hesitate to ask. You actually got a great partner today for having some knee issues.
17 screws, 4 plates.
If you were on the red platforms, I want one partner on this wall. Alex will be back too. If you and your partner on the blue platform, I want your other partner back on the black matting over here. Thomas, that's the corner where Sarah was last month, And one of her pieces of feedback was it was difficult to see me when I'm over here.
I can see you.
Yeah?
I can hear you.
That's why we did the circle to begin, right? Air squat. Was that okay?
That was nice.
I used to train Alex with a team of 3, and they started calling him textbook because he was like catching all the things. Partner 1, set your feet to shoulder width. You can use that circle if you want. Chris designed this specifically so that you could go, oh, like a clock face. Not too shabby, right? Grab your own thumb, reach for the sky. Kate, ribs down. Send hips back and down and hang out in the bottom of that squat. Okay, let's go eyes forward. Do you like that stance or do you want to go wider?
I'm just very sore today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you keep that heel down? And stand. Cyril, you notice as I walk around, I can see everyone still being on this side of the group instead of this side of the group. People on the wall, did you like your partner squat? People in the black matting, did you like your partner squat? We can't fix everything in the first one, but we have to do a number of reps, right? And squat and hold. We're giving clear commands. Oh, I like that shift back. You saw I was coming. Ribs down, Kate, and stand. Shane, you notice I'm trying to do 1 to 2 coaching cues per rep. It could be a physical cue with the person I'm with and a verbal cue to the person across the way. Squat and hold. Look who got her ribs down. Nice job, champ. There we go. How's this feel, sir? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Stand. Good fix. Good fix. Squat and hold. Can you send your hips back first instead of your knees forward on the next one? Go and stand tall. So I've given Jake a silent coaching cue, although on the video it should come up. Everyone squat and hold. I have to stay to make sure that it takes effect. Was that all right? Awesome. Go ahead and stand. When I interact with an athlete with a pedigree, in this case someone that knows more about me, about the human body, sometimes I can be reluctant to give a coaching cue. Much like if you train Hugo, Hugo's probably been doing CrossFit longer than everyone here combined except for Chris, Cyril, Shane, and myself, right? But the way I confronted you was like, is this okay? Instead of do what I say or there's the door, right? Squat and hold. Even though I'm by Shane, I just want to point out that Rhonda's stance and her heels and knees are immaculate. It's good. Stand tall. Woo! Switch places with your partner now. And then, Alex, if you want to take one of the other platforms, you go right ahead. Oh, I'm so sorry, bud.
Well, I mean, it's 100. It's like, yeah, I've been doing that.
This is the assisted squat. Why don't we have you do that today, and I'll move this so you don't hit your head on, because I've done that before. Who was here the Saturday morning? I was teaching class, this is a long time ago, and we were doing assisted squats, which is holding on to one of the columns and coming down and coming back up. And I had everyone on the outside, but unbeknownst to me, a very tall person switched to the inside, down in the squat, right under one of these low bars. And the sound, when he came up, I'm a Smurf, so I didn't hit any of them, but when he came up and he took it like a champ. Were you here for that? Oh, I would have been in tears, but he took it like a champ. He dented the bar like a cartoon. Set your feet to shoulder width. Grab your own thumb, reach for the sky. Squat and hold. Jesse, what do I like about your squat? Yeah, and stand. Would you be willing to shift weight back just a smidge in the bottom? Squat and hold. Jake, your team is outstanding. Stand. Does that feel any different? Because that's going to change frontal plane on your center of mass and your combined center of mass with a barbell. Squat and hold. Can you drive your knee out to my hand? Even more? Even more? Aha! And stand. How'd you do that? What'd you feel?
I mean, it was hard. Yeah.
You're hippie, hip, hip, right? So Lavinia might be the fastest runner in the building. I was driving home one day and she beat me, right? Runners oftentimes have really, really, really tight muscles. In addition, when we see that valgus knee or that knee caving in, that's commonly associated with an endurance athlete, especially a female athlete with really long legs. So the cue here is going to be pull the floor apart. We're going to go another rep and squat and hold. Can you feel your hips more? Pull the floor apart. If you actually, what? Look more improved? Kate approves and stand. Nice job. And relax for a second. If I could take Ross's heart out of his body and put it in all my athletes, we would have some really good athletes, because he might be one of the hardest working people in the building. Ross, would you be willing to do this? Yeah, and squat and hold. Good. Try to hit my hand with your knee. Aha! And stand. What'd you feel when that happened?
A little bit easier.
That uses your strong hips, and you have really strong muscles. I just want to teach you how to use them as efficiently as possible. Right now, your potential is here, but you're here. I'd love to see you get there because I know you work hard. The new general manager and head coach. The pressure is on. Squat and hold. Melissa, that squat looks good. Wayne, can I jump on your back? Go ahead and stand. I gave you just a little, like we telepathically communicated, and what'd you fix? Yeah, and it was very subtle, right? We call that fighting for the millimeters, because all my PTs are moving pretty well overall. In a group of 30 people, I might not see it. But here, we divided up enough that I can do it. Textbook. It's the last one. Kind of grand finale, and squat and hold. Melissa, drive that right knee out more. Yeah. Alex Wood, smile because you love CrossFit, and stand, and relax. If you have a class of 15, now you have a class of 5. Now you have a class of 1. And if the squat's imperfect, we stay and watch another one to make sure it gets fixed. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns on that? All right. Do you need to use a bathroom, or can I go into the next phase? The next phase is see, do, teach. You are partnered with someone. So when you get with your partner, you're going to say, air squat. You're going to demo 2 as perfectly as you can. And then you're going to tell your partner to do feet where? Toes forward, maybe slightly angled out. How do the hips travel? Down and back, or back and down, either one's fine. I'm OCD, so I went alphabetical order on it. How low do they go? Possibly as low as they can get without pooping dog. I know I make it look good, but please don't do it. Without this, thanks. I got the Ed McMahon and my Johnny Carson over here. So you're going to get with your partner. Partner 1, you're going to teach partner 2 how to squat. Go. This is a good group.
I really want to hammer down on everybody is the state, demo, then breakdown, because everybody goes into the breakdown and then they demo. And he's not one.
We're going to talk about less is more in a little bit.
Good. Relax. So this next one, I don't want you going down. So either I'm a very good coach or I'll have a very good client.
He's pretty good, dude. I had to nitpick to find something, right? Like, I'm going through the Rolodex.
So, question. Someone, for example, when I saw Wayne squat, it was almost a good morning. I know the reflex is, okay, pelvic, just tilt. But when there is a big issue, mobility, which I think Wayne knows what he's doing. So if he's like that, that means he cannot how do you let the person squat like that where it turns into...
So if we're doing back squats, we have to stay light because this is clearly unsafe, right?
Exactly.
However, depending on your relationship with the athlete, which we're going to get into during the Q&A, that can be an issue. That's why I tried, because this is the first time I met you, right? So I need to make sure that I present myself to him in a way that's going to improve the coach-to-athlete rapport and not have him resent what I ask him to do.
It did actually say in the handle.
Switch partners?
Yeah, go and switch partners if you like now. Thanks, Shane.
Fine. And then I'm going to send my knees back, my knees track over my toes, eyes up.
Try to be done in about 30 more seconds if you can. I really like you two working together right now. Sometimes people can like share a brain. The two of you work really well together because your structural is very similar to you. So if he demos something, you can map it a bit more easily than when I demo it because you're a giant and I'm a leprechaun, right? Everybody call time on that. Go and take it here, have a seat before we go on. I'm so sorry, I know you're about to show him something. Hey, Cyril White, you did something that was so great. You remember you sent me a video of a whole class that you taught. And you're able to go back to that and see things that you can change. When you and I first started working together as a coach mentor to a coach mentee or apprentice, and you said you were going to test for your L4, what was the first thing I said?
You're going to fail.
Yeah, and why did I say that?
Because I was going to fail.
Yeah, and
Which I did.
And they're holding people to a higher standard. So you've taken 2 L4 tests so far, and I've mentored a few others that have taken the L4, right? But then we look at some people of the people judging the L4, teaching a class. They don't do everything they preach, do they? So what you did is not wrong as long as it worked. However, watch me teach it again and think about a few things. One, less is more, less is more, less is more. I know you think you understood what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realize what you heard is not what I meant. Or, listen up. Secondly, I'm going to move or talk, not both. I'm going to move or talk, not both. And again, Nicole Christensen and the other person, they do that because that's how they teach at their gym. But if I do that for you for your L2, I'm going to set you for failure. So it's move or talk. Watch, please. Air squat. You're going to set your feet to hip width. You're going to send the hips back and down. Thoughts on that?
You said the wrong width.
I did. I said hip width, but I mean shoulder width. This is why I have a buddy. Yeah, you know, or if you have like a buddy, for example, you know, Chris and I work pretty well together, but Alex and I work pretty together too. Alex, can you just come out and just demo the bottom of the squat? His heels are down, his knees are tracking with the toes, his hips are below the knees, his spine is neutral, and he looks handsome while he's doing it. Look how stable he is, right? That way I can point, instead of people looking at my mouth, they can look at where I'm pointing, right? If you have like an animal and you're pointing to the tree, they're looking at your finger, It's kind of like that. So I'm going to give you like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Partner 1, teach the air squat, less is more. And then partner 2, teach the air squat. You don't have to fix everything. Less is more. Talk or move. Partner 1, go! I'm glad that wasn't the demo. I was like, oh man, has Shane been drinking? And switch sometime now if you can. You're with one of my friends, you know that? She's great. You're with one of my friends here. She's great. This makes me so happy. Thanks, dude. I said hip width. It's my first mistake I've ever made in my entire life.
Make it better. Still, even after you broke out, nobody's going right into motion. Again, without statement, without demo.
So we're going to see if we can clean up a bit, right? And let's call time on that. Let's call time. Athletes, I need you to get another piece of paper and your marker. Come back to the piece of paper you have on the board. We're beta testing how people learn and the best way to teach. I love these Post-it notes. Although he hates Post-its, this is like his worst nightmare. They're huge! Thomas, I like it. Oh, yeah. The French really do everything better. Look at that, man. You can move your previous one, too, yeah. So Chris and I have done a number of these over the years. And Chris and I have done a number of these over the years. And he's able to catch it when I make a mistake, right? Like I said hip width earlier, and I meant shoulder width. Do as I say, not as I do, kind of thing.
Face reverse. Do as.
Yeah, something like that. Alex and I work well together. But he pointed out we're still missing it. Number 1, state the movement. That's what you're writing on this new sheet of paper. Number 1, state the movement. Number 1, state the movement. It's really easy today because we have one movement. What is it? Air squat, yeah. Number 2 is what? Demo the movement 2 to 3 times at some different angles. Demo the movement. And demo it well, Shane. He was demonstrating a flaw and I was going, oh my God, what happened? This whole thing's gone to hell. And number 3 then is teach. Show them the setup and the execution. And then once we get them moving, we can start seeing and correcting at that point. So Jesse, I feel like you and your partner have like a neat simpatico thing going on where you're talking about stuff, right? Tell us a bit about working together and how the first round went and if the second round differed at all.
I guess first round we kind of just went through the basic teachings, and then the second round we went a little more just individualized, just off the other PT stuff we've known, just like talk more individual.
And I'm very okay with this because you're getting to know each other, and then you're kind of going back to what you know. But if I'm going to have you go to your L2 for L2 prep, I need you to state the movement. Demo it 2 to 3 times immaculately. And then teach it to everyone there. You say, set your feet there, and you might change it. Set your feet there, and you might change it. So we're going to not partner up. We're going to create a huge class today of people, 1 per platform here, 1 per platform here on blue, 1 per platform here on yellow, and any extras can go just behind the diving board. Let's get that grid set up now, please. One person per circle and possibly beyond. Poor Alex. And then, Chris, I honestly want you at the platform holding on for the assisted squat today, please. Thanks, sir. What am I going to do first? What is it? All right. And thanks to Sarah Sanborn's feedback, I'm going to do my best to get in a spot where everyone can see me. If I think there's an issue, I might demo 1 here, demo 1 there, and demo 1 over there. Air squat. I was trying to yell really loud for you. Set your feet to shoulder width. Here's my first group of 5. But everyone's going to still be moving. So for this class, I'd like to get minimum 1 rep per person in class. Are you fit enough to handle it? Yes. This is how we rope in some people that aren't buying in. Because Chris called me and was like, hey, some people are wondering if they're just going to learn the air squat and they don't think they need it. Like, oh, well, all right. Does everyone in their class squat perfectly? All right, then maybe they need it, right? Set your feet to shoulder width. Grab your own thumb, reach for the sky. Send hips back and down and hold, please. How's this feel, bud? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Go and stand tall. Thomas, give me. But otherwise, your knee's looking good.
Okay, thank you.
Squat and hold. Ribs down, but you fixed it. Look at that. Stand tall. I am praising loudly and critiquing quietly. Kate, all I got to do is move closer to her and she fixes it. And hips back and down, squat and hold. We're using the less is more technique. I made awkward eye contact with Joe earlier during a squat. We'll never be the same. And stand. It's our runner. Squat and hold. Boy, you really fixed that, Jacob, of the weight on the heels. Nice job. Ross, send that knee out even more. Yeah! And stand. Years ago, I had one of my other coaches say, whenever you yell, just a coaching cue out to the class, men think you're yelling at someone else, women think you're yelling at them. So some doctors go, heels down! And I see some people fix it. And hips back and down, squat and hold. I like that knee out, nice job. Knees out more, Rhonda. Yeah, and stand. You get the idea, right? I want you to partner up one more time. You have 30 seconds to partner 1, state the movement, demo the movement, and teach setup. You can't fix everything, but we're trying to get you so good at less is more and really using the time wisely. Get with your partner, 30 seconds partner 1, 30 seconds partner 2, and go.